Welcome to TechSphere, your go-to source for the latest tech innovations. Today, we're diving deep into Apple's bold environmental claims. Are they really saving the planet, or is this just another example of greenwashing? Let's explore their environmental promises, their progress, and whether their actions truly make a difference. Apple has long been vocal about its commitment to sustainability, branding itself as a leader in the tech industry's green revolution. But how does that commitment translate into action? One of Apple's earliest and most visible steps toward sustainability was reducing packaging waste. Over the years, Apple has downsized its packaging for products like iPhones, iPads, and MacBooks. These smaller boxes use less material and take up less space during shipping, which lowers transportation emissions. While it might seem like a small change, it has had a significant cumulative effect. In 2016, Apple CEO Tim Cook emphasized the company's mission: "We want to leave the world better than we found it." This guiding principle has driven Apple to adopt various green initiatives, such as removing toxic chemicals from its products, improving energy efficiency, and investing in recycling programs. Perhaps the most controversial step Apple has taken is removing chargers and earbuds from iPhone packaging. Apple claims this decision reduces electronic waste and allows for smaller packaging. While critics have accused the company of cost-cutting under the guise of environmentalism, the move has undeniably reduced the resources used in production and shipping. Apple has also made significant strides in incorporating sustainable materials into its products. For instance, MacBooks now feature enclosures made entirely from recycled aluminum, which cuts down on mining and lowers the carbon emissions associated with production. Similarly, components like the Taptic engine in iPhones are made using recycled rare earth elements, a crucial step in conserving these valuable and finite resources. In its annual Environmental Progress Report, Apple outlined its ambitious goal of creating a closed-loop supply chain. This means reusing materials from old devices to build new ones, effectively eliminating the need for virgin materials. Achieving this would mark a transformative shift in how consumer electronics are produced. Apple is also committed to becoming entirely carbon neutral by 2030. This pledge covers everything from the manufacturing of devices to their eventual disposal. To meet this target, Apple has made renewable energy a cornerstone of its strategy. All of Apple's offices, retail stores, and data centers are now powered by 100% renewable energy, a milestone the company reached in 2018. Additionally, Apple has invested heavily in solar farms, wind turbines, and other clean energy projects worldwide. The company has also worked to green its supply chain, encouraging its manufacturing partners to switch to renewable energy sources. Some suppliers have already committed to these changes, further reducing Apple's indirect emissions. However, progress across the entire supply chain has been uneven, highlighting the challenges of implementing green practices on such a massive scale. While Apple's sustainability efforts are impressive, they're not without challenges. Apple's global supply chain is vast, spanning multiple continents and involving countless suppliers. Transporting raw materials and finished products generates significant emissions, and not all suppliers are on board with Apple's push for renewable energy. Moreover, the life cycle of an Apple product still leaves a notable environmental footprint. Manufacturing a single iPhone, for instance, emits approximately 70 kilograms of CO2. When you consider the millions of devices Apple produces annually, the cumulative impact is substantial. Even with recycling programs in place, not all products are returned or properly disposed of, contributing to the growing problem of electronic waste. E-waste is one of the fastest-growing waste streams globally, and while Apple's recycling initiatives help mitigate this issue, they're far from a complete solution. Many consumers are unaware of or do not utilize Apple's trade-in program, leaving old devices to gather dust in drawers or worse, end up in landfills. Apple has also faced criticism for practices like planned obsolescence. Some consumers argue that software updates slow down older devices, encouraging users to upgrade to newer models. While Apple denies these claims, The perception of planned obsolescence undermines the company's sustainability messaging. Critics also point out that Apple's devices are notoriously difficult to repair, which discourages consumers from extending the lifespan of their products. Despite these challenges, Apple remains committed to its environmental goals. The company is exploring new technologies, such as carbon capture, to offset emissions that can't be eliminated. It's also investing in research to improve material recycling, particularly for rare earth elements and other components critical to modern electronics. In addition to its internal efforts, Apple has positioned itself as a leader in the broader fight against climate change. The company often collaborates with NGOs, governments, and other organizations to promote environmental sustainability on a global scale. For example, Apple has partnered with Conservation International to restore mangrove forests, which act as natural carbon sinks. But how does Apple's environmental performance stack up against its competitors? Google, for instance, has been carbon neutral since 2007 and is now working to operate entirely on carbon-free energy by 2030. Amazon, on the other hand, has pledged to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2040 and is heavily investing in electric delivery vehicles. Microsoft is even more ambitious, aiming to become carbon negative by 2030. While Apple excels in areas like material recycling and renewable energy use, its closed ecosystem and repairability issues place it behind competitors in promoting device longevity. Nonetheless, Apple's progress in greening its supply chain and reducing packaging waste sets an important example for the industry. As consumers, we also have a role to play in supporting sustainability. Programs like Apple Trade-In make it easy to recycle old devices, ensuring valuable materials are recovered and reused. Opting for refurbished products is another way to reduce waste and save resources. Small actions such as using energy-efficient settings and keeping devices for as long as possible can collectively make a big difference. It's also worth considering how we, as consumers, hold companies accountable. By choosing products from brands that prioritize sustainability, we can push the entire tech industry toward greener practices. Transparency and consistency in corporate environmental efforts should be a priority for all of us. Apple's green initiatives represent significant progress, but they're not without flaws. The company has made meaningful strides in reducing its carbon footprint and promoting sustainable practices, but challenges like supply chain emissions and planned obsolescence remain. Achieving true sustainability will require Apple to address these issues head-on while continuing to innovate and lead by example. So, can Apple truly live up to its green ambitions, or are these promises just another marketing strategy? What do you think about Apple's green initiative? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting updates on the latest in tech.